Mate, all gone.
They're all found at the back of the boat. What we do, folks, as we run down river, we point out a few places for you. I don't know how many of you understand my version of English. Does anyone understand on the front? Yeah? Okay then. Don't want to talk to yourself. But it's Westminster Bridge. In front of you, the very large impressive buildings to a Japanese property developer, and he now leases them back to us. We've got two very large hotels, thousands of apartments, you've got the London Aquarium underneath, and if you look on top of the aquarium you can happily married couple. And after that it's downhill. Service flags, which you can't really see, well that massive building is called. On the right we have the South Bank. It's not very busy at the moment, it does get busier as the day goes on. And that blue structure there, well that's the Jubilee walkways. Now these footbridges, they're 10 years old this year, and they were built so you can go from Charing Cross Station on your left over to the South Bank Centre, which is all along the right. Halls and theatres. The first building, Festival Hall, and if you look, you hire it for about 20 of your friends, and you have a meal cooked up there by a celebrity chef, whilst you're looking over London. All the other buildings of the Nile. The building on the left with the new green roof, well that's the Savoy Hotel. It was closed down for 3 years. They spent over £200 million cleaning it all up. The only people who can afford to stay there now are millionaires and footballers who play away from home. Now this is the beams across the River Thames here. Quite an amazing sight, the river of the night. But look above, a little drop of rain every other day. Through the bridge to your left, the building with the green dome in the middle, called Somerset House, is where we used to keep the records of births, marriages and deaths. Inside the National Theatre, founded by the late Lord Olivier. But if you look along the riverbank on the right, you might find it hard to understand that 10 years ago, no one walked along this part of South Bank. It was horrible and it was very dangerous in the evenings. A white ship called the Wellington, and she's the livery hall of Master Mariners. Look to the far end of the ship. On the river wall is an archway, no line down the wall, and as we pass it we enter the City of London, the smallest capital city in the world, or as we call it, the Square Mile. Now over here on the right, look on the wall, see all the bright lights on in that little curved building? Well, give them all a nice big smile like you're enjoying yourself, because you're now going to be seen on television. The one with the tower on the top, known as the Oxo building, 1931. Across the top of the building, two very nice restaurants, very expensive. The picture itself dates back to 1977. That's when those first two people actually spoke to each other. And it's hiding under the glossy mags. That's going to become apartments. On your left here, the little white building with the green roof was the City of London School. Now it's in front of us. The first was the Nile. If you look at the supports of the bridge, each side of the arches, you can see church pulpits. Now the second bridge, that's the one with the red columns either side. This is all that remains of the first railway bridge. Designed by Brunel, the London, Chatham and Dover Rail opened in 1864. But the last bridge, the one we've rebuilt, well, we used to have a little railway station on the left called Blackfriars, and now it's a massive new station stretching right across. You see a massive building with a tall chimney. This is called Tate Modern. Now if you understand modern art, left. St Paul's Cathedral. Look on top of the dome, see the people in the wibbly wobbly. On the opening day, so many people tried to walk across, it had to be closed for safety reasons. Well, it's perfectly safe today, and the only thing it does now... Now as you go under the bridge on the right, look behind the trees, you'll see William Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Now if you look at the lump of metal on the gate is a character from a Shakespearean play. William Shakespeare put on 17, so along the riverbank you would have found bear baiting, cockfighting, circuses, taverns, brothels, theatres, everything you needed for a Saturday night out. Well now we've got a Pizza Express, which is better for a Sunday night out. Could be lost. That couple above us, they were walking over here yesterday. Well, the next bridge is Cannon Street and the railway station in Park Street. Even today, it's one of the busiest riverside pubs. Completed now 2 weeks ago, so we had the big Europe. But it's basically offices 30 years old, built down in the West Country to commemorate the travels of Francis Drake. It's a wonderful place to take your children, because when you go on board, they can actually talk to the crew who sailed the ship around the world twice. Fell down, second one was burnt down, and the third one was sold as a jigsaw puzzle just before that fell down as well. The bridge you're going under will come and unload their cargoes, Magnus, which is now 700 years old. And if you look behind the church in the left corner, you'll see the tallest candle in the world. And that's the monument, commemorates the our old city. Well, have a look along the right here. Everything on this, look, Club France, headquarters of all the French television companies, and they're outside the old Billingsgate Fish Market. See the weather? Well, that's going to be wider at the top than it is at the bottom. Other than that, I left the Bellum, which is also part of the French Olympic teams in London. Museum, she has 9 decks to explore, from the engine room up to the radar museum. It's a lovely place to take your children during the holidays. You can leave them on there for at least a couple of hours. 69 years ago, she laid off the beaches of Normandy, giving covering fire to our troops. But have a quick look to the left. See these red tower cranes? Come back to London next year, and that's going to be another 5-star luxury. In the middle of the building, you can see the animations there. Look, the underground train, then that'll change to cyclists. Well, to your left, we have the old tower. Look above the trees, 4 gold crowns with pennants. So that means it's still a royal palace. Been a palace, fortress, prison, zoo, royal mint, and a place of execution. On the wall, you can all, because when you went in there, you never came back. Bridge, you've got glassed-in walkways, they're the viewing galleries. The Olympic rings, well, they're there till it's 19 years old. And when we go under this bridge, you've broken a record of your own today. You just passed through the city, the square mile, faster than anyone in a car, a bus, the Olympic lane. So we go through the bridge, we leave our ancient city. Now we just got to pick a couple of people up at St Kitts, which is on the left here. So once we've picked them up, we have to play the safety announcement. So if you want to get yourself some refreshment, the bar's open downstairs, and once we've played our safety announcement, I'll come back and explain.